Star Wars The Bad Batch is a show involving characters almost exclusively that we don't understand where their story is going to end up to this point. It includes Hunter, Echo, of course Tech, Crosshair, Wrecker, and maybe the most common, the most surprising, Omega, who was introduced in Season 1, and up to this point, there's no real indication of where she goes. We know she's a clone, we know the Kaminoans really are interested in her. I mean, we know she's probably going to end up on Mount Tantus from here, with 3 more episodes remaining in Season 2. But until then, and after that, what will Omega's destiny be? I have a few theories as to what it could be, and I'd like to go over those today. 3 paths Omega could take after the Bad Batch show ends. Now, this could even happen in the Bad Batch. She could depart, she could go somewhere else, there's many ways Omega could disappear or separate from the group in the show, but I think most likely the series will wrap up by telling us where Omega goes, who she goes with, if she stays, or what happens to her. So I'd like to start with the most likely, then a less likely, and then the least likely path. I've got 3 paths, there's obviously more, but these to me are just the 3 most likely. We'll start with number 1. I'd say this is probably 60%. I'm really confident in this when it comes to Omega's path after the Bad Batch show. This would be riding off with Phee and becoming a pirate or continuing to live on Pabu, the planet we just saw in the Bad Batch Season 2, Episode 13. Now this episode wasn't the most exciting, it was a little underwhelming, especially after the outpost with Crosshair, but I think it just gave us more hints as to Omega's destiny. I think Season 2 has done a good job of kind of showing us Omega's destiny does not lie with the Bad Batch. She's not going to be going on adventures for her whole life. She seems to be getting lonely. She seems to want to stay in one place. She wants a secure home. When the ship was stolen, she wanted it because that's their home, while the other members of the Bad Batch were thinking, hey, we'll just find a new ship, find a new home. It's what we do. That's not what Omega wanted. And when they're off on adventures with Phee, not the best episodes, but it is what it is. You can tell Omega is just much happier. That's where she belongs. Echo made a comment in the most recent episode on Pabu when Omega was playing with the other girl. She was laughing along with the little monkeys, I forget what they were called, but laughing along, having a good time playing with them. And it was Tech, actually, that goes, he says, I haven't heard her laugh like that in a very long time. And yeah, every time she's with Phee, every time she's on a nice planet, just somewhere settled down, Omega seems to be much, much happier. So I think the most likely path for her is becoming her own kind of adventurer, pirate, more wholesome, more doing what you can, and just riding off with someone like Phee, who's, more loose and just goes with the flow, other than the Bad Batch, who, do their own thing. I think that's the most likely path. I would be very surprised if that's not the one taken. I do think she ends up with Phee, or just ends up as a pirate. Less likely now, the second path would be just staying with the Bad Batch, doing adventures until the end. There's no denying she has a special connection to Hunter, really all of them, but I don't think that's where it goes. The timing, like the age difference with the Bad Batch, their age rate being double what Omega's is, and just the way they're always on the move, doesn't make me think it's gonna happen. But again, the special connection is there. Hunter is clearly a father figure to her, so that could happen. Maybe she stays with them until the end. Maybe the Bad Batch show finishes up with, some or all of the Bad Batch members dying and then having to go their own separate ways. But Omega and Hunter both know deep down she's likely to settle down somewhere else, it seems. That's just seemed to be emphasized in this Season 2. And then the final path, the least likely, but still possible, is Omega. She doesn't go with Phee, she doesn't go with the Bad Batch, instead she just travels on her own. She decides to just separate at the end of the show, maybe a bit of a time jump, so she's 18, 20 or so, and then can go off, bounty hunt, pirate, whatever she wants to do. Maybe, something similar to Ahsoka leaving the Order with a similar goodbye, similar emotional episode at the end of the show. That would not shock me either. But let me know, what would you like to see the path for all of the Bad Batch characters be? or Omega, let me know in the comments. Subscribe, leave a like, daily Star Wars content, and I'll see you in the next video.